Eli5 Condom Effectiveness. I had a roommate once. She was really cool, did tech for theater productions and indie bands. We were close and she confided a lot to me and me to her. I'm not judging here, but she, in her 20s, had 3 abortions. To me, she admitted that sometimes she wants sex without a condom. To her doctor, when she needed an abortion, she said that we used condoms, it must have failed. Again, I'm not judging, and we all have a right to our bodies. That said, she's one of the true failure rate of condoms. To the statisticians out there, failure rate is always self-reported. Take that as you will. I think a condom is pretty much a 100 effective, but the users are the morons. Sometimes people are too rough on them and they break, especially if not properly lubricated. Sometimes if the male uses it too long it gets too much pre-cum inside the condom and is prone to slip off. Sometimes when the guy's not looking the girlfriend pokes a hole in the condom with a needle before he puts it on and then says it failed. Think of that as people use condoms correctly 98 of the time. Sometimes it just rips. Oops! That sucks! There's part of the two, sometimes people aren't putting them on correctly, or don't have a good fit. That's part of the two, sometimes people who use condoms all the time will skip it just this one sand. And they're still condom users, so that's part of the two, etc. If they say 100 then people will chase the manufacturer for every pregnancy that happens when they were using a condom. It's much easier for them to say 98 to account for people using them wrong, condoms breaking, the occasional defective one, etc. I had a vasectomy a few years back and I'm technically 98 infertile even though my pipes are totally severed. 50 couples using a new condom every time as their sole contraception. After 1 year, one of those couples will get pregnant. It's not 2 after using a single condom. It's 2 after a year of using a new condom every time that they have sex. Edit clarified so people stop making the same comment about using the same condom for a year. I have personally experienced a condom breaking. All of a sudden the sex felt way better. I also have a member of my family getting pregnant from a condom breaking. I'm not really trusting condoms. It is better to have protection than not, obviously. But just know there are still risks. It doesn't happen often, but condoms can break. Pregnancies don't always have to come from a full ejaculation, which is why pulled-out method has its flaws. Pre-cum can cause pregnancy, so if the condom broke that opens a window. I've experienced condoms breaking several times. We were on the pill, so 'twas all good, but still freaky. So to all my brothers out there, find one that fits too small or too big, doesn't matter, both is bad. To be fair, just like any product it can be defective or tear during use, just about any contraceptive is never going to be 100% guaranteed to work, hence why it's recommended to use more than one type. It means that if you use condoms correctly for a whole year, there's a 2 chance of pregnancy happening over the course of that year. All birth control statistics are per year, not by time you have sex. So fun story, when a condom breaks while inside, you get a whoa that feels good feeling, you don't get a did the condom just break thought. Only when you pulled out do you realize you're in the 2 club. Effectiveness statistics are not per use. In the 95 statistic given, this means that 5 couples out of 100 will have a pregnancy during a year even if they use condoms perfectly. Keep in mind these stats are self-reported. No one is going to be in the bedroom making sure people are using condoms. The 2 includes people who false report using a condom every time. Condoms are pretty much 100 effective. The 2 come from user errors and freak accidents. Statistics average over all the users, they don't make a statement about an individual user. Most condom rupture with younger people 16-21 from school research is caused by either too small condom, using older condoms, and not removing the air inside. It's to cover themselves that the condom splits, which they've found to be at least 98-100 not the case in usual use. Shit happens, nothing is 100 guaranteed. I wanted to warn everyone reading this that condoms are 98 effective only when used perfectly and they are actually 87 effective in real life. In general, people are fucking stupid. No matter how well something works or how easy it is to use, there will always be morons to fuck it up. Just to add, the 98 is with perfect use. More typical use effectiveness is anywhere from 80-85 effective. Not great. The statistic means that if a couple use condoms for a year, there is a 2 chance of pregnancy during the year. Used correctly, condoms are 100 effective. It is people who don't use them properly that account for the 2. After seeing how some people wore masks during COVID, I'm surprised the effectiveness is not much lower. And factor in that it's not just couples, Most guys figure 2 risk is fine cause they're going to be long gone. I'll just say from personal experience that they're way more effective than my pull-out game.